Hi Bruce.
Hey Farah, you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. So we're here today to talk about CAS. I hope you know what is CAS.
Go on, I hope you know what CAS is.
Yeah, of course. So career advisory service.
Mhm.
So I want you to explain, a bit elaborate to our students what is CAS services. Okay. So let me go on with you asking what is CAS.
Okay, that's a very good start point. What we try to do for all of our students is arrange services to suit different people and different needs. So the CAS service is very much aimed at tailoring something to an individual student's needs. It's tailored, it's always done on a one-to-one basis, and therefore the sessions can be as short or as long as we want them to be. They can cover any topics, from very general guidance through to some very specific advice. It recognises as well that not all of our students will be comfortable with reading books or using technology. We all have different preferences, and therefore the opportunity to just chat, just as we're doing now, is really valuable to a lot of people.
And who is it for?
Well, it's for all of our students, whether that be students in Gants Hill or Ilford or indeed Broadstairs. The service is open to all of our students, and of course it's also important to note that we offer a lifetime guarantee for all of our services, which means alumni students can also continue to use CAS.
Makes sense. And why would you recommend CAS for our students?
I think that the number one attribute, as I said earlier on, is the fact that it's totally tailored to an individual. The downside of a piece of software is it has to be very generic, and therefore it's designed to suit everybody. Whereas the ability to talk on a one-to-one basis, it can be as fast or as slow or as informative or as unstructured as it might be, as you might want to make it.
And what does it cost to be a part of CAS service?
Well, I'll give you two answers to that. One, the CAS costs a lot of money because it involves people, it involves time, it involves resources. But if you're asking me from a student's perspective, it's absolutely free to all of our students and indeed those alumni students that I mentioned earlier on.
Yeah, so lucky to get this service then. Okay.
Yeah.
So how can the student book this CAS session, do you think?
Okay, well there's a number of ways that students can book the service. We have an email address, cas@nelsoncollege.ac.uk, so they can drop an email, they can phone up and ask to be put through to the employability department, or of course they can always come down to our desks and ask us on a one-to-one basis, I'd like to make an appointment to have a CAS session please.
Oh, perfect. And where does it take place?
Well, it takes place in all three campuses at times to suit individual students and in an environment to suit all individuals. We can hold them in meeting rooms like this, which is nice and quiet and private. If somebody wants some very tailored advice, for example, or we can do it in one of our IT suites where we sit on the computer and just go through building a CV. Or, of course, with 21st century technology, we can do it over Teams.
Oh, perfect. Then it's very easy for them to attend the CAS session. If they can't make it in person, then you advise them to do it online then.
Yes, yeah. We try to suit everybody's different circumstances. And we recognise that a lot of our students travel. I was talking to a student this morning who was telling me he's coming all the way down from Cambridge to be with us, because he's heard such good things about Nelson College.
But what do you think from a UK standard of CV? Do you believe with them? The CV shouldn't have a picture in it.
I believe that every CV should be tailored for what it is that you're doing. And if you feel that it's appropriate to put a professional, well-taken picture that reflects you really well, and this is my personal opinion, I don't have a problem with you doing that. But I totally understand others who have the opinion that you should not put a photograph on a CV. There are many other things that we all debate. References is another one that people debate. Should you put references are available, but that's it? Or should you list the referees, or should you put nothing? Again, we could debate that all day. But just to come back to your original question, and that's the bit about tailoring your CV for those half a dozen employers that you targeted. Let's say that there's one who's in a particular industry sector. Make sure in that CV that you're going to give them, you've highlighted some of the reasons that they will think you'd be a good employee for them. So if they've got particular values, or there's something that they always look for on their employees, and you saw that on their website, then you put that in your CV. And you've almost tailored 6 different CVs. Maybe the main content is the same for all of them, but there are just maybe the personal statement, you handwrite that you're looking for a career in a particular sector, for example, and that's for this particular employee. There's another one, and it's in the charity sector, so you might highlight some of the charitable work that you've done in the past, tailored to that particular one. And then, just by backup, take another dozen, 20 with you, which is just your standard CV, so that if you happen to meet somebody else who you didn't plan to, but you've still got something to say, oh, here's my CV, let's be in touch after the event.
Perfect.
So I think that's my 2 key bits of advice. Actually, no, I'm going to add one more. Piece of advice number 3 is dress as though you're going for an interview. Now, for somewhere like Westfield, I don't think that means wearing a 3-piece suit and a tie and the full works, because that's probably over the top and you'll look odd too dressed up. But equally, don't go in jeans and a t-shirt, because you'll look too casual. So you probably, for that kind of environment, want to be striking somewhere just in the middle, where you're smart but casual. So maybe it's a shirt, but not a tie, some smart chinos, something like that, shoes rather than trainers, and then you're starting to make a good first impression.
Thank you, Bruce. That was a really good piece of advice and tips. Got it from you. I think it's time to rewrite my CV then.
Okay. We have a service that can do that.